with jungler number 3.
Jungler number 3, indeed, and some very interesting picks coming out. The Maokai came out, even though we talked so much in the A block about the different meta, and you guys had a very, very lively discussion. What was it about, and who ended up being right?
Well, we were actually mostly on the same page. So the first part of this discussion was ROCCAT being caught in what I feel like it should be dubbed the Kalista trap, right?
Okay.
With so much emphasis on AD carries, you force yourself to first pick Kalista when Lucian and Corki are banned on your side.
Sure.
And from there, we were just like, man, this is so predictable by ROCCAT from the picks and bans phase. Everything just seems to flow in favor of the unicorns.
Yeah, I don't know if my microphone is on at the moment.
It is.
It is.
You're
It's
just
awesome.
you're a bit quiet because you tend to be
Awesome.
very loud.
Oh, yeah, that is very true. So you often try to turn me down, but it doesn't work because now I'm going to talk anyway. And the thing is, with this pick and ban phase from ROCCAT, Corki Lucian, when you ban them on blue side yourself, again, you're kind of like waving a big sign saying we're going to first pick Kalista no matter what, which on blue side is okay in the sense that we have so many OPs that you can get in the second rotation. You can still get 2 of them, so like they got good picks like Lulu coming in. My problem is more the Maokai itself. Is one, it highlights how predictable ROCCAT are, in the sense that Freddy literally only plays tanks at the moment. And 2, Fiora here with a Quint ban from Unicorns of Love would have like an awesome laning phase no matter what. You have a scaling top laner and then 4v4 people who, like the Kalista, Lulu who could win 4v4, and then the scaling top laner who could do well on his own and also beat the Gangplank. You pick Maokai with Gangplank open, just here's a free laning phase.
Yeah,
Take it. Just scale up on Gangplank.
You say, here's the laning phase, here's everything that you want to do. You know they have wave clear coming from Victor. You lock in the Maokai. It's very difficult to make any kind of plays behind a turret with a Maokai from that. So ROCCAT just put themselves in a really tough situation from their own pick and ban phase.
Indeed, and when you talk about being predictable, something you pointed out for a team fight that we're going to look at from the side of ROCCAT is that they're not only predictable in the team fights, but they just don't know how to play him very well, which is turning out to be their downfall.
This has been the biggest problem for ROCCAT in every single game we've seen so far, is once we hit late game or mid to late game team fights, their calling on which target to focus is always off. So we can roll the clip now, and like in this fight, you see 5-man basically tunnel on an Alistar with his ulti popped. So now you're buying so much time for the rest of Unicorns of Love to just pick the right targets, land the CC, extend goes down. And like, these kind of mistakes you cannot make, especially when you run a composition where you have 1 damage dealer in Kalista. The whole point is that you have Braum Maokai as the zones, allowing Kalista then to hit squishy targets or like wear them down over time. That's not an Alistar you're hitting then. Because then all your damage is blown on 1 target and all your CC. And all the carries are like, oh, Maokai has no snare, Braum has no ulti, let's walk in and kill people. That's how you walk in.
Yeah, that's exactly how you walk in. The thing is, that happened multiple times. I think in the last fight, you saw Braum go in and then like ult back onto an Alistar. It just was very rough. Very quickly to touch on the new players. Tabs we saw come in the AD carry. Got Kalista first, which is a fine pick, but only 1-0-0. Struggled with the rest of his team. And on the other side, the third jungler for the Unicorns, Rudy, seems to just go right into the team.
I mean, let's talk about that, because obviously on the side of ROCCAT, we have had 2 changes in the last 2 weeks for them, so they are struggling with their synergy and their team fights, understandable as well. But the Unicorns of Love, beforehand we said when Joko was in, he had 8 kills and assists in the first 15 minutes of those games, which was just as many as Diamond in 2 weeks. Now, Rudy is doing very well again. It seems to not matter who is put in that position, or they are incredibly fortunate in the players that they pick up, or is it just the style that makes that jungler do that?
It's the style, because when you have a team where the foundation is now working, the players, the 4 players who are still there, they understand what to do and how to play, have good macro strategy. Your coach is now doing more work on that. You can plug and play a lot of mechanically gifted players, and they can just listen to the calls. Joko doesn't have to make any calls. Rudy doesn't have to make any calls. They just have to follow around.
Indeed. Well, at the end of the day, it is another victory on the board for the Unicorns of Love, and back to the drawing board for ROCCAT. There's one more score to settle today between H2K and Splice. Don't touch that browser. We will be right back.
Hey, give me a banana, give me a banana. I need to feed my kids. I want a banana.
Time for Unicorn to respond with a kill of their own onto the enemy support. Can they get any more? The lane
laser comes through and Freddy will be dropping.
Back.
Lulu no flash, Lulu no flash. Okay, kill Lulu.
Killer.
No, back. Okay, together.
Keep
Then I
engaged,
can
we
flash.
kite them, everything is.
Hillersang's right in there once again. He may go down, but not before the jungler does. And a big ultimate coming in from Fox will chunk the lineup. Unicorns of Love taking it over ROCCAT.